Hello, I'm Chris Night Air Productions, and
I am Max Smith.
We're here to talk about the subject of Ray William Johnson and leaving Maker Studios. So, what do you think about Ray leaving Maker, Tommy?
Well, if that's what he wants to do, then he's more, it's his choice. It's just the way he's leaving isn't the best way of doing it, in my opinion. Making it all ugly.
Right. Danny Diamond, the head of Makers, is like at war with Ray William Johnson right now, and
I think he did it out of he's pissed off and everything about him saying supposedly they're holding his assets hostage. That's what I think.
Right, and Danny is sending him text messages saying, bleep, 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 you better be ready for war, stuff like that. And in my opinion, every time that, I'm not taking sides here, but like I've seen it, like with Fatty Spins Productions. When Ray was with Fatty Spins, basically he was, things didn't work out to his favor, and so he was just like, okay, well, I'm going to quit since nothing's working out. And then he, in the letter, in the press release, that Ray admits that basically that he was using Maker Studios up to an extent to get a name and stuff. Am I right, Tommy?
That's pretty much what I've been hearing from other people. And the flip side to all of this is the kind of thing that people got expected to see from mainstream celebrities, getting into feuds and getting into disagreements over contracts and stuff. And it's been very little seen in the YouTube world until now. I mean, even with Machinima and their little spat, it wasn't as big as this thing between Ray and Danny.
Right, absolutely. Like, Ray admits in the letter that his AdSense is being held hostage. And see, the whole thing about Maker Studios is that we have not heard their side, because there's two sides to every story out there and stuff. And I think Ray is just, fed up with Makers for some reason, to where we really don't know why and stuff. Well, we do know why, but really we do not know why. And Makers is trying to force Ray, from what Ray says, for him to sign with Maker Studios again. He left Maker Studios in his contract, and so they're trying to have him sign another contract on top of that for him to stay with Makers and stuff. And what the whole thing about it is that Ray's pulling at Charlie Sheen, because Charlie Sheen and 2.5 Men pulled out of his contract. So, what else, Tommy?
He's totally doing Charlie Sheen, and then Charlie Sheen winds up getting fired in the end. But they really can't fire Ray, man, because then, it wouldn't make a difference to Ray, because he's got enough money. If they fired him or not, it wouldn't make enough difference. The only side we've heard from Makers is Shay, and he does not deal with the logistics, the day-to-day stuff. So he came out and did a responsibility on his part of it, and just kind of make heads or tails of it. He's saying that he would not have moved his family up from Idaho all the way, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, over 1,000 miles from where they live to LA, man, to be a part of this company, if he knew that Danny Diamond, in fact, had a criminal record. And then you got his girlfriend, Lisa Nova. She's a very smart woman. She could stand on her own. She's really smart. She had her own production company. way before this the whole Maker thing came about. So if she knew that he had a mark on his past, she probably would have dated him.
Right, absolutely. And plus, on top of that, why should Ray be judging who has a mark on his history? Seriously, if he has a criminal background and stuff, because that's not right. That's not fair to Makers. And I mean, how if you guys haven't read the letter, well, the release that Ray gave says that they both him and Danny got drunk one night, and Danny admitted to Ray that he has a criminal background and stuff. And what I say about that is you know, it's not absolutely right to sit there and judge somebody. Right. Ray says that they took down his favorite Martian channel just because Ray was, you know, they're playing hardball with Ray, which I think, you know, in the whole contract signing, you know, since Ray didn't sign his contract with Your Favorite Martian, and Your Favorite Martian was around with Maker Studios, he didn't start that until Maker Studios came along, so I could be wrong. Am I wrong, Tommy?
As far as I know, I don't know when that thing got started. But also too, it's a good thing you brought up the whole drunken incident between him and Danny, because you know what, people say stuff when they're drunk that may or may not be true.
So I mean, we wanted to touch on this subject and talk about it because it's very, very important. Because yeah, Shay hasn't got in the middle of it, and I'm surprised that Lisa Nova has not gotten in the middle of it, and a lot of people that are in with Maker Studios have not gotten in the middle of it, because this is a big subject, like Kasim G is with Makers and stuff. And so since Kasim G is with Makers, he really hasn't touched on the subject. I mean, Lisa, Shay, and Kasim are mainly owners.
I think Phil kind of is making himself look like an idiot when he's kind of backing up Ray. And I know he's still friends with Shay, Carl, and those people. But there's also, like, Will. I'm really surprised Will DeC hasn't come back on the scene and just said, like, a few words, because it was pretty much, after they moved in together, they started, he helped him making videos and stuff. And then, Equals 3 was born shortly after that. But in the end, the main thing here is the viewers are the ones that are the true victims of all this. And it's also going to turn a lot of people off, from joining any kind of network, whether it's big or small.
Right. Absolutely. Like, I could touch on the subject and say that Mika Kitty, Tessa Rose was the one who got Ray in Equals 3 to start filming Equals 3. It was her idea to begin with. And so, after everything took off, people are saying that it's not about the money, but it's about the fame. But it's also about both. You have to look at it a little bit, because, money has a big power over this subject. Like with YouTube celebrities and celebrities out there, well, money has an influence, because everybody wants it and everybody wants to have fun on YouTube. But like I said, it's also about the money. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Feel free to leave a video response, a comment, and chime in on the conversation. And remember, it's not about choosing sides.
Right. I'm Chris Snyder Productions, and thank you for tuning in. And
I'm Max Smith, and peace out, and until next time.
All right. Bye now.